Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have this very special interview session today, and we have honor and pleasure to speak with our incoming president of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, Engineer Yau Chau Fong. So, as the IEM continues to play a very vital role in shaping the engineering profession in Malaysia, we also look forward to hearing his vision, priorities, and aspiration for the upcoming term. And before we start, maybe we can, have Engineer Yao, the upcoming president of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, to share with us his journey, from the young engineer to what he is current today. Engineer Yao, please.
Thank you, Engineer Alex. Thank you for inviting me for this interview. For IEM, I think the institution I've been actually involved since 2001. That was the first time and first day that I joined IEM since 2001, and yeah, I've not stopped since then. So of course, I was involved in the young engineer section. I was firstly I was the co-opted member when I first joined the then graduate and student section. It was called GNS at that time. So of course, I progressed from there, and I was made the chairman in 2006. So it's about 20 years.
Wow.
20 years.
Oh, 20 years.
Yeah. So I was a chair for GNS at the time, 2006, and I've actually changed it to Young Engineer section to rebrand it in 2007. So the Yes section was actually rebranded during my term in 2007.
So you were the one who mooted the idea for Yes, IEM, Yes.
Right. So it was in 2007, and at that time also that was the first national summit. The NETSUM started from 2007 till today.
So where was the very first national summit?
It's in Sabah.
Oh, in Sabah. Very good, very good. So you can see Engineer Yao is very actively, introducing the young engineers into the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, and also the cooperation with all the IEM branches. So tell us more about yourself.
Okay, upon of course retiring from the Yes section, then I was actively involved as the ETD committee, IEM Electrical Engineering Technical Division Committee. Started to join them since then, and of course I was given opportunity to also join the council. I was nominated in the council, and I was in council I think since 2009 till now. Okay, of course there's gaps between it. So the opportunity was there where I get involved in IEM ETD, Electrical Technical Division, and at the same time as well, I was also made chair for the organizing chair for the IEM Engineering Week at that time. And if you could remember, there's also Engineers Run, which is also part of the Engineers Week at that time. So then, of course, progressively, I actually was actually elected as a chair of ETD. I think it's 2006 or something, 2016. Sorry. So of course, progressing from there, I was the vice president of activities, and has been involved in events such as IEM convention like Engineer and Marvex as well as the organizing chair for the first 4 years. Of course, after that, I passed it to Engineer Alex. Okay, yes. So that is generally the overall journey. Of course, it's about 20 over years, coming to 25 years. So of course, I could remember just this few is actually more significant. Oh, of course, the other one, of course, I was the AER head commissioner as well. So where I started the journey to ASEANize engineers. So that was my term. That was my tagline in ASEAN, to ASEANize engineers, where we look at how we can mobilize engineers in ASEAN.
Very, very, very inspiration to all of us here at IEM. So not to forget, Engineer Yao is also the IEM Young Engineer Award winner, as well as the International Electrotechnical Commission, the IEC. What award was that, and how did you actually achieve it?
IEC 1906 is actually a IEC 1906 award, where IEC, as the international body for electrotechnical standards, every year they actually confer this award to individuals or experts in IEC, where they have actually contributed or even helped IEC promote and of course spread IEC standards to around the world. So I believe I was actually conferred because of the effort of bringing standards not only in Malaysia, IEC standards in Malaysia, but also across the ASEAN region, Southeast Asia region, especially in the ASEAN countries. Yeah.
So you can see that engineer is also actively involved in the national standards as well as the international standards development. And not only that, just now you were talking about the ASEANizing engineers. So this is one of the initiatives that you have brought up, and you have also recently, being honored, as an Vietnam Friendship Award. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So how was it? How was it?
I believe it's an honor as well for what I've done, and I believe of course this is actually a spirit of volunteerism where in ASEAN we try to actually promote engineering standards, engineering guidelines, and also how ASEAN engineers can get together, network, or even collaborate and bringing more engineers to be ASEAN engineers per se. Yeah.
So, your ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so this is the actual, inspiration, and the motivation for us, to contribute to the engineering society and advancing, the services of engineering professionals. So, thank you very much, Engineer Yao,
Yep.
for all the, the story and the journey that, you have been through until today, being the upcoming president of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. So, we will begin our first question for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in. So as you step into your role as the IEM President, so what will be the first message you would like to share with all our IEM members who are watching this?
Okay, I think the first message that I want to share is as per my team as well. We hope that IEM can create impact not only to members, society, and of course create impact to the nation.
Right. So what type of leadership style that you're actually implementing, in terms of, we are wondering, so for us as a committee as well as secretariat, so we're wondering what type of leadership style that you will bring in and how would you bring us in together to, go forward with your vision and mission?
My leadership style, if those who knows me, I'm not those dictatorship style or even demanding a lot of things. I think for leadership, for me, I prefer to lead together where we have ideas. Those who have ideas, we see whether the ideas is doable or even feasible. So we lead, we do together, and of course, as a leader, I'll lead, and let's work together as a team. So that is the leadership style that I'm looking at, where of course I'm a leader, so we will get the ideas together, and then from there we will go together, and I'll lead the team to achieve whatever that we have actually aimed for.
So that is what we will be expecting from
Yeah.
you as the upcoming
Correct.
president. So our next question, let's talk about your presidential team. Drum roll. So what is it all about, and what inspired you to actually choose this team?
Well, the team that I've chosen is IEM Creating Impact. Okay, very short. And why impact? Because I believe we have seen for the last maybe 10 to 20 years, yeah, IEM existed, but what is the next level that we want to go? I always believe we have to know where we are now. Okay, IEM. We have to admit, if let's say there's things that we are no good, we have weaknesses, we have to admit. So that's where we look at where we are. Then from there, we also need to look at where we want to be in 5 to 10 years. So which is where we want to be and where we want to make impact to, like I mentioned earlier, to the members, to the society, and to our country. So these three things. So that's why we have chosen this team, IEM, to create impact. And of course, impact, a lot of people will say, what impact you want to make? So I think during our brainstorming session with our council members and with our committees, we have actually decided that impact doesn't mean just impact. IMPACT has a meaning itself as well. Yeah. Yeah.
So would you like to share with our audience what are the 6 pillars?
Yeah. So IEM Creating Impact means that we are actually creating 6 pillars itself for us to move towards where we want to be. So it's IMPACT. I means innovation. M means membership. A means P means professionalism. A means advocacy. C means collaboration. T means transformation.
Wow.
IMPACT.
Wow.
So everyone will have what we call key programs, key objectives, and where we actually set our tone and of course direction that we want to achieve in 5 to 10 years. And IMPACT is not just me. We have done whatever we can for the last 1 year itself, where we speak to the past presidents, we get their views, and also not to forget, we speak to women engineers section, young engineers section, and as well as our council members, our current council members, because I always believe, just as mentioned earlier, the leadership is not about me as myself. It has to be a team that want to do something together, and that's where we have actually created this IMPACT and where we want to go in the coming 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really so excited listening to the 6 pillars of impact.
Yeah.
And Engineer Yao, you have collectively bring together all the wisdom as well as the passion from all the engineers at IEM here. So let's talk about our engineering profession. Looking ahead, looking at you were
Yeah.
talking about 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So our engineering profession has been evolving with digitalization, sustainability, emerging technologies. So how do you see IEM impact supporting our IEM members, and not only IEM members, all the engineers in adapting to these changes?
Okay. For this, I think rightly said, because we, as engineers, we shouldn't just think about what we are here today. It has to be for future. Engineering for the future. We have to anticipate what is future about. As you know, it's about sustainability. It's about new technology, environment, and so forth. So I think is if we actually IEM should actually also look at what is the world looking at. So that's why I think I also take this opportunity to look at WUFIO, the World Federation of Engineering Organization. They have their team every year. So their team is always sustainable for future. And next year, it will be sustainable for future, looking at sustainability and also technology development. So what IEM should do, and it's also part of my impact and also strategic plan, one of the key component of impact will be innovation. So innovation talks about, I believe it has not been done previously, but maybe what we're trying to do in the coming year is to have an engineering outlook report. Okay, yearly engineering outlook report.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah. So this engineering outlook report is looking at the whole year. We have to do research, we have to do studies, we have to get inputs from our committees and technical divisions and all that, to anticipate what will happen in the next 1 or maybe 5 years. So that every year we have one report to tell our members what will be the engineering outlook for 2027 for per se. So we will actually list down, for example, what could be the potential advancement of technology in Malaysia, what could be the potential job opportunities in Malaysia for engineers, and so forth. So this will be one of the key things that I'll be initiating, the IEM Engineering Outlook Report. Yeah.
Wow, that is very interesting. So, looking at it, so the outlook actually covers, built environment or
Correct.
construction industry, emerging technologies on it. So, would you also be looking forward to work with, our trade association, the government sector as well?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So what we do in the report, the outline of the report is we want everyone to actually what they call it's like every year when you reach 2026 31st December of last day of the year, so you anticipate 2027, what will IEM do? What will IEM tell us? What will be the best for engineers? So this report will have like what will be the potential engineering worker career, potential engineering projects in Malaysia, and so forth. And of course, we will actually get inputs from all relevant engineering associations, agencies, and also individuals as well, experts as well.
Wow, great, excellent. I would also like to get a hand of this report. So please let me know, and please let the members know when it will be published. Okay. We are not very far away from our annual general meeting, the AGM, and also our IEM annual dinner. So this year, IEM annual dinner carries the theme connecting engineering practitioners. So personally, in your heart, what does this mean to you?
Okay, connecting engineering practitioners. If you look at this team, is we will need to in engineering field, there are students, there are graduate engineers, there are business owners, there are people from the academia, there are people from the consulting businesses, government agencies, or even international engineers, or like I mentioned earlier, ASEAN engineers and so on. So I always believe IEM should be one of the connecting point. Okay, so to connect everyone together in one place, okay, every year. So that's why this team was chosen, connecting engineering practitioners. So every year we should have one time where there'll be a dinner, there'll be a networking session where uh, we don't categorize them as academician or whatever. We get together and to know that we are engineers, and that's where networking starts, and we connect the dots together in one night, which is our annual dinner.
Wow, that is very deeply, emotionally, as well as bringing all the engineering fraternity together. So just now you were talking about WUFIO, the World Federation of Engineering Organization. So one of your vision is actually bring engineer closer to to work closely with world engineering leaders. So perhaps you would like to elaborate more, a little bit more on that.
Okay, for IEM, I believe throughout the years, we have been doing a great job. We are currently the permanent secretary for FIAP, AFIO, and of course, actively involved in IEA and including WUFIO as well, where we have actually committees sitting in WUFIO. So I think we should continue our journey. I think this team was by one of the past presidents to internationalize engineers in Malaysia. IEM, one of the team of our past president. So I think we should continue this journey because um, we should not be just sitting as Malaysian engineers itself. We should also try ourselves to brand Malaysian engineers, including of course IEM, to the world. I believe we can because that's where we show our capability and of course how we can share our knowledge to the engineers of the world. So Woofy will be a platform, and we also have other platforms like other regional associations where we look at how we can actually promote engineering in Malaysia to them.
Yeah, so I do believe our Malaysian engineers have the expertise and specialization,
Yeah.
to share with the world. Thank you very much, Engineer Yao. We have been talking a lot about, our IEM and the world engineering leaders, globalization and digitalization. Now let's come back to our IEM members. So we have always been talking about membership engagement. So this will be a key focus, as what you have mentioned just now, impact.
Mhm.
And how do you actually plan to implement and enhance the value for our IM members?
Yeah. Okay. For membership wise, I think during our brainstorming session as well, we note that we need to create a value to members, be it student members, graduate members, corporate members, or even other categories of membership. The value is very important because if the society or institution do not have any value to the members, members will join and may not retain themselves. They may just join and then do not pay, and of course do not actually continue to be members in those society. So I think very important, IEM has to actually create value to our members. Okay, so how to create value? I think we have to have a certain way to create activities, and of course also to know that IEM can help them in their journey, whether in career, whether in other parts of the development of an engineer. So one of the key things that we are planning in the impact strategy plan is to look at how we can actually assist from the day that you join IEM from student membership. How can you be a graduate member? How can you be a PE professional? How can we assist you to turn into a professional engineer? And then the ultimate aim is to be a fellow of IEM. So what we do is we're going to look at the processes again. How can we actually have a clear path for a student when they join as a student member, let's say in a university, maybe in 20 to 30 years, can be a FIEM by then. So we will have a lot of processes to be done to look at how can we actually grow them step by step to be the final FIEM by maybe 20 to 30 years. Yeah.
Oh, that's very
Yeah.
exciting. So, boys and girls, you heard that. When upon graduation, come to IEM, and Engineer Yao will show you the
Not
entire
me.
career path, growth, nurturing, you into the fellow of IEM and how to be a professional engineer, not only in Malaysia but also
Yep.
to lead the world.
Mhm.
Very very interesting days ahead. Now, many past presidents, we can see here, many past presidents have left a very strong legacy in IEM. And I believe we have worked very closely with many past IEM
Yeah.
presidents. And how do you see, and what kind of impact would you like, impact again, always remember this word, IEM impact. Impact would you like your presidency to leave behind?
Well, currently I couldn't think of any that is very significant yet as a legacy, because legacy normally is after that you leave a legacy. So I think my simple legacy is we want by end of maybe my session or even presidency, we hope that we can create impact to the members. Very important is our members. To create an impact to the members, create an impact to the society in Malaysia, and of course internationally. So this three is what I hope that I can do by end of my session. Yeah.
So impact is actually here to stay
Yeah.
and continue
Mm-hmm.
to grow and nurture IEM.
Mm-hmm.
So that thank you very much, engineer, for
Mm-hmm.
sharing that. Now, yeah, let's look about on the a little bit on the financial side. Okay, so IEM on the financial side, perhaps you can share with us what are your goals, for IEM during your presidency.
Okay, for financial side, of course, currently I'm still the finance chair of IEM.
Right.
For the last 2 years, we managed to make quite a good profit. I mean, not too much, not too big, but of course, uh, enough for us to sustain for the coming years. So I think our next step is, of course, to look at what other income generation that IEM can do, and bring more income to sustain, and of course to serve our members. So I currently, of course, we don't have any specific plan, but what we are looking at is to look at more what we call income generation that is actually a recurrent income generation, where every year there'll be almost the same income to IEM, so that it's actually able to sustain us. And the second is, of course, to look at how to rebrand or first restructure or whatever on our training academy, because I believe there are still a lot of improvements that we can do to our training academy to generate income, and of course to train engineers in various professional development ways. Yeah.
Wow. So looking at these exciting times
Mm-hmm.
ahead, so Engineer Yao will ensure that IEM will sustain not only in nurturing engineers but also financially sustainable.
Yeah.
So next very 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 interesting question, not only for me but also for the IEM members. What will be the challenges you anticipate? I'm sure you will anticipate certain challenges during your term, and how do you actually plan to address these challenges?
There are a few things that I can think of challenges. Of course, currently, I think one of the challenges, the external challenges, will be current issues of the world. That could be one of them, where
Yeah.
will impact not only IMEM but our members. So I believe if there's any impact because of the external influences to our members, IEM should also maybe assist or even see what are the things that we can assist our members in terms of what we call economic crisis, or even other types of issues happening in the world. That is the first. Second challenge is, of course, to bring everyone together in IEM, because yeah, we have our branches, we have our technical divisions, and we also have our committees per se. So it's for us to what I say is we have to bring everyone together to work together to achieve what we have targeted in the strategic plan as well. So it could be membership, it could be innovation, it could be professionalism, and so on. So I think the biggest task now is to bring the council members, the committees, and everyone together to work together to achieve what we want.
Excellent, Engineer Yao. IEM is also a very long established institution, a learned society. So we have a very structured term of reference for our standing committee. Likewise, we also have a very strong constitution. So how would you look at leveraging all this during your presidency term?
Okay. For this, I think I do agree with you. IEM has a strong, what do you call it, existence since 67 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. Because 67 Manodina. So 67 years ago, and I strongly believe this is actually our strength. Okay. If you look at our strength, is we have the one of the most numbers of volunteers in engineering society. Okay, we not only have it in HQ or in Klang Valley, we have our strong branch. Okay, all of them are strong. They can actually be independent. They can do a lot of activities for us at the branch level. So volunteers, we have a pool of volunteers, and I term it at a certain juncture is we shouldn't just be volunteers. They are some of them are most of them are subject matter experts.
Mm.
So we have a pool of experts. We should actually leverage on their expertise and perhaps get them to share more and get them to contribute to more and of course volunteer themselves in IEM. So expertise are there. And the second one is of course besides branches, beside the experts, we also have a strong technical divisions where, as you know, engineering is all about knowledge sharing about engineering matters and so on. We have a very strong pool of engineering technical divisions, special interest groups, and sections. I think now we have 26, right?
Yeah.
Additional one. So these 26 of them is not just me or you handling the committees. You have more than 10 per committees, at least 10. So you look at it, it's a very strong hold of technical divisions as well for us. So these are the things that currently we are strong. And of course, we also have a very strong young engineer section. You just imagine we have more than 30 over student chapters in universities. And of course, also the graduate sessions, you have all the young engineer section in branches as well.
Mm.
And we just came back from IEM Pahang.
Wow.
The event is not done by senior engineers or whatever. The event is actually done by young engineer section. So we have the resources, we have the strength, so we have to leverage on this lah. Yeah.
Right. So you heard that from Engineer Yao. The young engineers play an important role, not only gathering all the branches together, but also working closely with all senior engineers, to bring all this achievement together. So Engineer Yao, we have talked a lot about your leadership, your plan and vision and mission, for the next few years. So finally, what message you would like to leave for our young engineers here, and also they will be our future corporate members as well as fellow members of the IEM and also our IEM members. What message would you like to share with them?
For young engineers, I've been giving the message since I was a young engineer. Anyway, it's a good point. I think IEM, as I mentioned earlier, the strength is not just current committees, but it's also to the young ones. So for young engineers itself, if you look at my impact program, I'm going to move them up a bit on the organizational structure where we'll have a protege program. So we hope that they could be one of us in the coming 10 to 20 years, just like me, because I grow from young engineer section. So I hope that we have a path for them to grow to become leaders of IEM in the coming years. So we'll have a program and we hope that they could be one of our leaders in the coming years. So my message to them is, as young engineers, we should learn from the seniors. We are there to guide you. We are willingly wanting to guide you. Second is be humble, learn the things that in IEM, because IEM is actually a platform. When I was a young engineer, I don't know anyone, so I come to IEM. So I met a lot of people, okay, my seniors, whoever in IEM. So it's actually a platform. So young engineers should actually leverage on them. And third is also young engineers. IEM is definitely a place for you to grow and to be a leader of tomorrow. Whether you're in IEM, whether you're in another organization, it's a platform that we provide for you.
Right. So boys and girls, you heard that from Engineer Yao. So there will be a protege program, focused solely for our young engineers, to nurture and groom them to be the future leaders, and also of IEM and also the industrial leaders of the national wise as well as the global wise. So we have pretty much talked about all the topics that we expect from the incoming president, Engineer Yau Chau Fong. So do not forget our AGM on the 18th of April and our 67th annual dinner, which will fall on the same day, 18th of April. And the theme will be
Connecting engineering practitioner for dinner. And of course, my practitioner team will be IEM Creating Impact.
IEM Creating Impact. Do not forget the keyword IEM Impact. Engineer Yao, Impact. So Engineer Yao, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we look forward, to your leadership. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do not forget we have here our bulletin, IEM Jurutura Magazine, and this interview will will be published in Jurutera and in Jurutera I on our web portal platform. So thank you very much again, Engineer Yao, for sharing with us all your experiences and your leadership. And we look forward to your presidency term. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you in the next session. I'm Alex Louis. Thank you.
Bye.